Alright, this is Neil from iPaintGirls.com and welcome to part 2 of doing Poison Ivy. So we're going to go ahead and finish the Poison Ivy drawing that we started before. Right, so then the first thing I want to do is redo the face because the face didn't look right before. Also, I brought this leg in a little bit so it would be folding over and wouldn't be as far out as the other leg. As someone mentioned before, it was incorrect and they were right. So going on with the face. By the way, you can visit my website for more free tutorials. The link is in the description. I also have a website in the links in the description, masteredit.net, that has a bunch of free writing tutorials. I'm actually working on one now, a series for geared towards screenwriting, how to write screenplays. It's going to be an invaluable resource. Alright, so the reason why some of these lines look weird, the old inking lines, is because I went ahead and resized the image a little bit to be bigger, so that way when I do the face I'll have better line work. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is give her lips, and I'm going to kind of give Poison Ivy these kind of like maybe a thinner upper lip and maybe just a slight smile on her face as well, and give her a little bit of playfulness there. And I think I'm going to give her the kind of more of a butt lip for the bottom lip. Now for her nose, I could keep it simple and I could just do something like, like this. She typically is drawn with a thin nose that's more like this. It might have little parts like that, but I don't really like it, and so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw her with maybe just nostrils, and that's it. Sometimes that's done, and if I do any more detail, it'll be with the size 3 brush. I was working on the size 5. I might just add little details, I'm not sure yet, just seeing how that'll look. I could, hint at part of the nose there maybe. Alright, next on with the eyes. So I want to kind of draw in the basic shape of the eye first. I'm going to do that with the size 3 brush, just because I haven't established it on the sketch yet. And I'm going to keep it a lot smaller. So when you do like marble type eyes and stuff, it's typically done very tiny. And they're like kind of almost like a rectangle shape, like this. Now I'm going to have her looking up, either down this way or up that way. I'm not sure which yet. Okay, so I got to make sure her eye is the right size as well. So it's got to fit. I want it to be thin like this, but it has to fit in here and look right. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to take my size 5 brush again and add all the thickness to the eye. This will actually make the eye look bigger, which is why I drew it thinner. Just want to see if it works or not. Let's see how this is looking. Alright, next is going to be the eyebrow. I'm going to come like this. I'm going to come like here, up here. Oops, did that line wrong. Oops, I don't want to connect that all the way, I don't think. Maybe just partly over here. right? So, oops, I'm trying to think where I want most of the makeup. Most of the makeup is going to be out here. I have a slight line like that. Might do two little parts there. Might come out that way further like that instead. And then have the eyebrow come here. This can come up this way, like so. Come this way. Just want to see if that works. Like if I had that eyebrow lifted up a little bit more than the other one. And then finally, because I didn't have the eyes all positioned right and everything before, in the undersketch, I just need to move that. Since I was zoomed in, it's kind of hard to see what I'm drawing when I'm all zoomed in like that. And last but not least, I think I'm going to go ahead and change the size of the eye a little bit. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to change the size of the image. Just because I want my size 5 brush to feel right, and it was a little too small, so the image was a little too big. I didn't want to use a bigger brush. There you go. Now I like my size 5. That's how I like it to feel. So just add a few little details to the hair here. Not much. I'm going to keep it simple. Something like that. Might add a little bit of a, bone there to her shoulder. Down here, arm. That's the breast, and this arm would come off like that. Show a little bit of the arm there, with the elbow. Oops. That muscle back. Oops. This muscle just comes a little bit like that. Alright. So like I said, some of these other lines that were done previously look a little weird just because I did change that before. Change the size, which kind of changed all of that. So she has this kind of, bikini piece on that kind of just crops right here. And I'm going to show a trick that I often use when I connect clothes. Damn, what the heck? Why can't I draw this line? Okay. Is you draw it to there, and then what you do is kind of come outside that part a little bit, like that, and then draw this line up. So basically you draw where the clothes connect to the skin here, and you have a little bit coming outside like that, so it looks like it's wrapping around there. You draw a few wrinkles in the clothing there. I'm going to do the same thing there in principle. Alright, so it's all starting to look good. And, you could even give her the, I'm just going to hint at a little bit of shape. Not much, but there might be a little bit of shape that I can see within the costume itself. Actually, when I get there, I want to make sure I do this right. Come like this. Then take the leg off like that. Oops. And I think I might have a little bit of a hint at, breast there. And then, this breast, I want to show the shape of it, so that is being flattened a little bit. Like so. Starting to look good. I still don't know if I'm totally happy with her eyes though, to be honest. Give her a lot more makeup. Then come back in size 3 and kind of add a little bit of that shape there. Okay, so moving back on. Draw her arm in here. Just kind of maybe hint at a little bit of, you know, shoulder muscle that comes up like that maybe. Also maybe hit on a little bit of the shape of the shoulder there. Maybe a little bit where the shoulder shapes here. Actually, it's better for these lines, I think, to be thinner and use a size 3 brush just to kind of hint at them. I might use a size 5 though for this here because I really want that part of the brush to be visible. Right, and then size 3 again, I might show, oops, some wrinkles in the glove. Might show some of the, like, you know, kind of stitch work or something. And then finally, moving on down to the leg here and finish inking in all this. I want to give her a slight knee here. So she'll have boots on. They're going to kind of come like this. That part would be, you know, colored in solid. I wasn't actually going to color it in, but I did anyway. Like this. Maybe show a little bit. And that comes down. Oops. Just kind of show the goal. I'm not going to go into detail on the feet, you know, part of the boots here because I'm running out of time. Dang it. Gotta make that a little bit bigger. That doesn't look right. So I have to be zoomed out, which means I have to see it right. Which means I have to draw fast. That kind of sucks for the pen work. The pen, you know, inking in Photoshop, you have to be really zoomed in because if you're not, it looks weird. And the only way to get around that is to draw the line very quickly. And when you have to draw a line that fast, it's kind of hard to make it look right. Right, so there we have it. And then lastly, if I want to, I could add, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just add it with this here. I can add shadow all along here. And this is all depending on, you know, how I decide to light it. So that part is leaning up, so you just see part of the arm here. Darker back there maybe. Shadow would be. And then, you know, she would be shadowed a certain way. It just depends how you want to shadow her. What I like to do is a quick trick I want to show you before I close this out is make a new layer, fill it in with some color, like say gray. Then go to layer, layer mask, and hide all. And then on that mask, you can use white to reveal the color, and you get that color you want. So you use like your pen, and you get that perfect shadow. So that way you can erase and draw the shadow however you want as you're working through your image. And so you can start adding, you know, shadows however you think would fit the image. But anyway, I'm out of time, so thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. That was drawing Poison Ivy. Not really so much of a tutorial, but, you know, hopefully you can learn something from this.